Are you his brother? How old are you? The mobile consular service is a necessity. If it didn't exist, it had to be reinvented. And having lived in the diaspora, I think this is a much needed service. We have a very large community out there that is contributing to the well-being of our economy. They spend huge amounts of their money sending remittances. And as Kenyans, they do require services. You know, they have families, their children who are born, their passports expire, their IDs have expired. And sometimes they do need to travel long distances to access those services from a capital city. Like, for example, if you're in the States, the United States is a whole continent. And yet you have to travel in those old days all the way from Oregon or from Seattle or from San Diego to Washington, D.C. to get some documentation. The same applies to many other countries. So I think this is a welcome development. And as a member of the Committee for Foreign Affairs, I welcome because we have been looking forward to the creation of a diaspora department in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That department is now up and running. It is unfortunately not well funded and resourced, and I think this is something we should look at it. But having observed the exercise, I can see its usefulness and its importance, because we've seen people who were born here, who've grown up, and they're seeking ID for the first time. You have people who've lived here for so long that they have an old generation ID, and now they're getting one. I've seen people getting new passports. I've seen Kenyans, young Kenyans, who didn't have any documentation coming up here. And this is what an embassy should be doing, serving its citizens and its community. And I think there are teething problems. There aren't enough resources, and I think we need to look into those things. But I think this should be improved, and these services should be rolled all over wherever we have an embassy, because it's just an extension of the embassy. And it fulfills a very important role. First of all, it gives us an opportunity to be in touch with our diaspora community by building a database about where they are, who are they are, what their expertise are, what their needs are. Secondly, we're providing a much needed service that we provide to all Kenyans wherever they may be. And unfortunately, until now, the diaspora community has been cut out or left out or excluded from that exercise. And I think the team is doing a good job. The interaction with the diaspora here is warm, cordial. It's like coming to visit a Kenyan home rather than an institution. And I like that approach. And I think for some of the challenges that I've seen, we'll be taking this up with the committee. I'll be reporting back to the committee. And also, we will be giving our feedback to the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, whom we are in constant touch. And I think to boycott or not to make use of this exercise is kind of counterproductive. It is the government of Kenya is our government, whether you have issues with it or not. This is something that you can put on the table and can be discussed. For sure that we need to, as a country, we need to improve our diaspora policy, our diaspora approach. There are many things that are going wrong with how we deal with diaspora. We should be treating the diaspora much better and as a special category, like countries like Philippines are doing, countries like India and Pakistan and many other countries that are benefiting from the resources and the expertise of the diaspora. And I think we need to engage more with the diaspora community. But that doesn't mean that the diaspora community should be taking an extreme or unreasonable position, because you can deal with the government. You can put your issues on the table and we discuss, and some of us are not happy with our policies. But it doesn't mean that boycotting or not taking advantages of the services that have been set up for your benefit. These are not gifts that we're giving you. This is a right that you have. These are your constitutional rights, and which the Kenyan state is obliged. And the Kenyan state is using its limited resources and whatever it can do to extend those services. So I would like to encourage them to come and use the services that are there, to raise any questions and issues they have. And we're here to listen to them. And I think the department is now headed by a young and dynamic principal secretary who has also lived abroad, is educated at some of our best universities. I'm sure she is ready to listen to those issues and bring them out to the policy makers. And I'm sure even that message would reach the president. The president is someone who is very positive on the diaspora issues. He's a listening president. He is an action-oriented president. And I think we have never had a better opportunity to engage with the Kenyan state, particularly a state which is led by a person who wants this country to go up, have very good connections. He's our best ambassador. He's out there preaching the best of Kenya for the benefit of Kenya. So we should, if there are gaps or misunderstandings or there are limitations, let us all raise it up so that those challenges can be addressed and resolved.